All right, welcome another special Sunday edition where we are going to do methods of the SEMA and then we're going to do the Daily Stoic. So we're going to do two verses from Methods of the SEMA. Verse 18 out of chapter 4, Disciplined Formations. This book's only 5 chapters. Verse 18. Generally, whether you have many troops or few, even if they have one, they should act as if they have not. Infantry should not brag about the sharpness of their weapons or the strength of their armor. Cavalrymen should not brag about the solidarity of the chariots or the quality of their horses. Ultimately, a large army should not consider itself great, as this is no means of obtaining the way. The Tao. 19. In every case of war, if you are victorious, then share your achievements with your troops. If you are in command and about to recommence battle, then be generous with rewards and punishments. If your command does not lead to victory, hold yourself responsible for any failures. Hold yourself responsible for any failures. If you recommence battle, then promise to stay on the front line yourself and do not repeat your initial strategy. Whether you are victorious or not, do not go against these methods. This is called the just principle. Very good stuff. So don't brag. And I think verse 18 and 19, if you are victorious, then share your achievements, whether you have many troops or few, even if they won. Sharing versus acting, right? Like don't treat every first down like a touchdown kind of situation. But just because a large army is not, it's not great. Just there's no way to, a large army does not mean you're great. And that's no way of achieving the way. That's how. And I think moving ahead to the Daily Stoic and how December is contemplate a lot around mortality and the meaning of what you should do with your time spent. Um, hold yourself responsible for any failures, any death, right? Like any kind of death that comes your way, whether by your hand or the hands of those you're in command with. So December 24th, out of the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. Meaningless, like a fine wine. You know what wine and liqueur tastes like. It makes no difference whether 100 or 1,000 bottles pass through your bladder. You are nothing more than a filter. Seneca, Moral Letters, 77.16. You're nothing more than a chicken. You're a filter. Okay. It makes no difference whether 100 or 1,000 pass through your bladder. It doesn't make a difference whether you have a small army or a large army. You are still the same. Do not brag. Don't brag. Don't brag about your wins and just keep acting like you haven't. Of course, like share it with yourself and know that you've done it, especially amongst the troops, like the next verse, because that's important. Here we have another contemptuous expression, this time from Seneca, who, given his reputation for opulence, probably enjoyed a nice drink from time to time. His point will probably rattle anyone for whom success in adulthood has turned them into a wine snob, though the logic can be applied just as easily to foodies, techies, audiophiles, and the like. And be careful because it could be us Stoics too, right? If you deify something too much. As fun and exciting and pleasurable as these pleasures are, it's worth putting them in their place. Okay, don't let them take too much control of you. Enjoy all the things that the world has to offer. Who cares if you bounce from hobby to hobby? As long as you had fun doing it, that's what matters. You don't get a prize at the end of your life for having consumed more, worked more, spent more, collected more, or learned more about the various vintages than anyone else. You're just a conduit, a vessel that temporarily held or interacted with these fancy items. If you find yourself lusting over them, this meditation might help reduce their lust just a smidge. Right? You're just a conduit, you're just a vessel, you're just a meat sack, you're just a meat vehicle for this consciousness. And so, to turn back to methods of the SEMA, in every case of war, in every case, every day, every emotion, everything that comes across your path. Share your achievements if you achieve them. And then if your command, be generous with rewards and punishments. And then that's why he says, if your command does not lead to victory, hold yourself responsible for any failures. because you have to be as equal in your punishments to yourself. If you failed yourself, if you failed your principles, if you failed anything like that, then you know you have to accept it and you have to confront reality. And then you have to promise to stay on the front line and don't repeat it. And you've just got to keep doing it. And you've got to keep doing it. And you've got to keep going the way. The obstacle is the way, right? Ultimately, a large army should not consider itself great, as this is no means of obtaining the way or the Tao, right? We're looking for a way to behave. The obstacle is the way, is the Stoic way, is the Tao. The obstacle is the Tao. It is overcoming these things and taking these frames and applying them every second of every day to every emotion, to everything as best we can. That is what makes it.